Hello, this is day 1 of a 30-day well-being challenge, and I'm so happy that you're here with me. Today is going to be about being grateful. Being grateful for your breath, being grateful for your life, being grateful for the triggers that you might be facing and how they're helping you to awaken into discovering how you get to come back home to your heart. The triggers are there to shake you, to frustrate you, to have you get anxious or angry or whatever's coming up for you. Imagine that that's only happening to help heal you. And I had this experience this morning, and I'll share that with you because first of all, we all get to be grateful. Grateful for our life, for our breath. If you're healthy, you are wealthy. And let's celebrate that. And let's get into that space of well-being. So I'm Jacqueline Bambenek with Vibrational Energy Solutions, and my mission is to help 1 million people come home to their heart. And with the loss recently of my dearest friend, Jacqueline Ortiz, and she was known as the Self-Love Diva, and we collaborated on a co-creative program. And it is an immersive brainwave technology program that helps you to envision the life that you want to create and make your well-being your priority, because it is. Now, today, one of my clients, I manage a house with 6 young women who are battling addictions. And today, and many of them are several states away from home. And it's hard. It's Thanksgiving. It's the beginning of the holiday season. And they're not with their families. And I can understand that. I get it. And she asked me, Jacqueline, will you please help me make a peach cobbler? I promised that I would bring a dessert, and I want it to be really delicious, and I want it to be perfect. I said, of course. She goes, you know how to bake? I said, of course. I do know how to bake. So we started baking, and she was anxious and frustrated. And she was a little bit angry that I didn't know the recipe. And I wanted to use one that already had several stars, like an almost 5-star recipe that had over 100 reviews, because that's the way I roll. I go with, where have people experienced the goodness of creation and are sounding out about how good it is. So I didn't look at the recipe because I had really just kind of searched for a few, and I just grabbed one and we started putting stuff together. And I got frustrated because she wanted me to go faster. It's kind of, have you ever had anybody in your life where you weren't going fast enough? So the earliest memory I can remember of this triggering me, because I've been sitting with this today, was when I was in, I believe it was junior high. I was in study hall, and our study hall teacher, I had went and sat across, we were in the cafeteria. I went and I sat across on the other side of the cafeteria by a friend to ask her a question. And the teacher told me, go back to your desk. So I got up and I started walking, and he stood behind me and he pushed me. He kept pushing me and pushing me all the way back to my seat. And when I got there, I was upset. I went home that day and I told my dad. I was so upset. And my dad said, well, you probably deserved it. Him telling me that I probably deserved it had me stuff down and hold in all kinds of things that had I told someone, I could have created safety in my life. But I didn't. And I made poor choices. Made a lot of poor choices that helped me gain a lot of wisdom. And it's heavy shit. It's heavy. And I can't remember an earlier time than that where I wasn't going fast enough, except for when I was a really little girl and I would get upset and I would maybe just be upset and start crying, and I would be told to stop it. Stop crying. Stop it now. Because I was frustrating those around me. They didn't know how to deal with my emotions. Can you relate? If you can, I'm glad you're here, because this 30 days is going to change your life. So back to our peach cobbler. It came out of the oven. It looked awful, but we already kind of knew. And she was so angry. And there was trauma in this peach cobbler. There was pain in this peach cobbler. It was her pain. It was my pain. It was a collective pain. And it had to come up. It had to happen. Because that's how healing happens. The triggers come up. They come up to heal. And that is such a gift. But so often we want to resist. We want to resist what we're going through. And we want to stop the experience because it's just so painful, because it's reminding us of something. And she was upset because she wasn't with her family. I have compassion. I understand that. So I ran to the store. I got new ingredients. And we took our time. We sat down and we had a little talk. And I shared with her what was coming up for me. And that I was frustrated. And it was like me pushing down my anger of not being able to, because I wanted to honor what she was going through. And in the process, I was not really honoring myself. So I got to share with her what was coming up for me and honor what was coming up for her. And we baked a most awesome peach cobbler that was devoured by everyone. And when that peach cobbler came out of the oven and she looked at it and she was so happy. She's like, it looks perfect. She's like, it looks beautiful. And she gave me a big hug. And I think that's the first real heartfelt hug that I've felt in a little bit. Well, I had some good times visiting with friends before I came here. And I had a couple really good hugs there. But I want you to consider the power of a hug, the power of your triggers, the power of giving thanks for them, the power of being grateful, grateful for your health, grateful if you have a happy home life. If you have nobody in your family that is struggling with addiction and everyone in your family is healthy, I am sending you so much love, and I am feeling so grateful for you. But there's so many that are struggling. So with that, and my mission to help 1 million people come home to their heart, it happens through triggers. And it happens by choosing it. It happens by going through the dark stuff so that you can figure out, not even figure it out, but you can just know. You know, because it doesn't happen here. It happens here. And here is connected to here, but so often we've cut it off so that we can't feel it. You gotta let the flow. You gotta let the flow happen and have the coherence between the head and the heart, because that's where the magic happens. That's where the healing happens. So I would love for you to have the experience of coming home to your heart, and added on to this, my beautiful friend, co-collaborator, major angel in heaven watching over me, watching over you, Jacqueline Ortiz. And I'm combining her mission and vision with mine because I know she would want that. And it's big. It is to help 8 million people do a self-loving deed for themselves, and to extend it to offer a loving deed to someone else, offer to another something. And in that process, create a ripple, a wave that hits, goes through our world, that inspires and ignites love, caring, compassion, fostering one another in our hearts, not being triggered by each other. And when we are triggered by each other, just realize it's a gift. It's not meant to hurt you. It's meant to heal you. So with that, today is Thanksgiving Day in the USA. And I'm thankful and I'm grateful for you. I'm thankful and grateful that I had the strength and the resilience to be here with you today. Because if you've lost someone that you love in your life, some days it's difficult. And I know that. And I know that through experience. I've had so much loss in the last just over 5 years. My sister, my mom, my dad, uncles, my godfather, cousins, dear friends, fellow coaches. It's broken my heart over and over and over again. But each time it breaks my heart, it cracks it open just a little bit more, to let a little bit more light and love and healing to happen. And I am Jacqueline Bambenek, your resilience mentor and your transformational life coach. And I'm here to support you. If you'd like to learn more about the Doorway to Your Divine Destiny, a program that is launching to help you create that coherence between your head and your heart, helping you to envision a life and call you forward into your divine destiny, I welcome you to reach out to me. Sending you so much love. And if you are unsure of how to extend a loving deed unto somebody else, I'm going to put a link in the comments for my dear friend Christian. Her daughter has been battling brain cancer ever since she was a little girl, since she was a baby. She was in remission for a few years, and unfortunately the brain cancer came back, and she had to be med-flighted last night. So Christian and Kelsey are now resting at the hospital on Thanksgiving Day. And so I would love for her to wake up and just see this influx of money in the GoFundMe account to inspire greater love in her life, greater ease, reducing some of her stress, because I know right now, besides dealing with Kelsey's illness, Christian is a coach, a sports coach at her high school. She's a digital creator, she's a brand specialist, she's a photographer, she's amazing. She's a single young mom, and she needs help. So you are my family this Thanksgiving, and I ask for your help. I'm asking for your help as being a member of humanity's family. Please consider your loving deed to do unto another, send a donation to help with Kelsey's care, for food on the table, to pay rent, to pay heat up in the Midwest. This is a family that can truly use it. And you are extraordinary. Jacqueline Ortiz would say, you are extraordinary. She wrote an amazing book called Extraordinary You. Our programs, Extraordinary You and the Doorway to Your Divine Destiny, were built, created on her book. And so creating her legacy is part of my goal, because we together were creating a legacy of love. We knew that from the beginning. And it's about helping you to come home to your heart. This is Jacqueline Bambenek with Vibrational Energy Solutions. Hoping you are making it a great day and sending so much love your way. Bye for now.